Hello and welcome to Loud and Proud Orlando here on a Monday night to talk some Orlando City. I am your host tonight until Luis can join us here with Paola, of always, to talk a little bit Orlando City. Paola, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, John. Happy to finally join you and later on with Luis.
For sure, we got an exciting show tonight. We're going to talk all about International Lions, so what they've been doing this week in the international window. Goodbye, Ramiro. Of course, today it was announced by the club that he is indeed leaving off to Saudi Arabia. We're going to preview the DC game coming up this weekend, do our score predictions, and then we got a little bit of fun where we look back at all of the signings we've had under the Muzi and Ricardo era, and we do a little bit of tier list ranking on that one. So, Paula, an exciting show coming up. Did you have a chance to catch any of the international games this weekend? Did you see any of our boys in action?
I did not, but I did my research. A little bit of research, right? I know that Spicer did play. He was in the starting lineup for Trinidad and Tobago last Friday against. Hold on, let me see who was. Um, my computer is frozen, but it was 0-0. It was a hard game, probably. I didn't see it, but I'm happy that he got some minutes and he started with the team. So today, Brecalo and Marco Pasalic played. Marco didn't play; he was on the bench. Croatia smashed that game 4-0 against Montenegro, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but they smashed that
Faroe
game.
Islands.
Oh, there you go. And
Wait,
then
was that the game? The Faroe Islands? I'm confused.
no, let me
Hold on.
see.
Is Croatia played? Oh, no, that was Montenegro 4-0. Yes, you're right.
Montenegro. There you
Before
go. Ha
Faroe
ha.
Islands. You're right. You're right. My
See,
bad.
I did some research.
That was the game before.
And then Brecalo came into the game in the 86th minute today. So they lost 3-0 against Switzerland. So that's it. That's the only thing that I know. I know that Peru lost, unfortunately, against Uruguay, but I don't know if you have more details on that, John.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of save Peru
Oh,
for
for last for
to see if
Luis.
Luis can
Okay,
get
okay,
here
that's
to
fine.
join us. First of all, before we get into all of that, I'm gonna go and go back to the chat and see what we got here. We've got some chats coming in. All right. First of all, we've got Stream Jesus saying, "Let it rip, John." Luis on the boards, Paul on the satellites. Check 1, 2. I learned something new. There's 2 passages in Croatia, said Stream Jesus.
There
Uh,
is.
team,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I don't know what team is referenced to, but we'll figure
Croatia,
that one out.
Croatia, and the
Okay,
Croatia team, I
Croatia.
think. Yeah.
All right. I'm showing the lineup for the Trinidad game. That's because Spicer is in here. He did not. Sorry, wrong tab. Here you go.
Yeah, I was gonna
Spicer did
say
not have a great game.
no.
If you look down here, it was not good in terms of his. Yes, he had shots on target, but it wasn't great chances. And I think I saw somewhere he had 0 out of 5 dribbles completed on his stat sheet. So that was not good at all. He did not have a great game, and he's playing Curacao, who technically are better than them, but it's a team that he could have, potentially done something in that game. So he got a start. Not all of our players, like Paula said, got that start. And then the Montenegro 4-0 was great, but Marco, as we can see, down on the bench. Didn't I don't think he came in this game, right? Yeah, he came in the other game before last at the end of the game against the Faroe Islands, right? Was it the Faroe Islands? No, I'm confused. But he did not come in
There's too
against
many. There's too much
Montenegro.
games,
There's so
John.
many
Too much.
European opponents. Also, Slovenia with David Brekalo in action. So David Brekalo, he did not play, I don't believe. Well, he came on, I know, at the
The
end.
86 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here he came on in the 86th minute against Switzerland today, where they got hit by 3-0. I watched some of the highlights on that one, and Bolo, doing the job. And then the more famous one that I'm sure everybody is going to know, Alex Freeman coming off the bench in, a very disappointing performance from the U.S. men's national team. Paula, did you see any of the highlights from this game for the U.S. men's national team?
No, man. I saw the results and I'm like, never mind. So I didn't. Probably
It,
I'm gonna watch it
yeah,
afterwards.
it was pretty bad. I mean, the Koreans just sliced us open at times. It was pretty bad. But everyone was, looking like, oh, what's Des gonna do now that he's back in the team? Because a lot of people were thinking, Alex was really only in the team because other guys were not there. I mean, Serginho Des came in and laid an egg like the rest of them. He did not look good at all. He had, really struggled. Everybody in this game, especially defensively, struggled for the U.S. men's national team. Human Song just tore us apart. Kangin Lee as well for the South Korean team just looked really good offensively. Caused us real problems. Alex came in the 62nd minute and really, I think, did better than Dest and kind of showed some quality in the second half as the U.S. men's national team really sort of kind of came back into it. But it was like the damage was done, Paula. I mean, in that first half, the chances, it was a fairly even game overall, but in this sort of 25 minutes in the first half, the South Koreans ran away with it, and then the US was chasing into the game and just never really looked like they were going to get back into it. So another disappointing performance under Pochettino. Do you have any opinions on? It's a very controversial topic right now.
I
I
was
know
gonna I was gonna ask you.
everybody's like either super mad at Poch or they don't care.
So let me ask you this: do you think because it's a friendly, they don't care, and they don't put that emotion
I
to the game?
You would
Or
hope not, because it's all preparation for the World Cup.
I know.
But there's a lot of argument at the moment going on around, do the European players, the players that play in Europe, do they try enough? Is there enough grit? Is there enough determination coming out of the U.S. men's national team? A lot of the old players, like for example, Landon Donovan, et cetera, they have like a podcast where they talk all the time about how there's,
Mm-hmm.
these players are not working hard enough. And then other players like Pulisic has like done a documentary and they're trying to like paint themselves in a different light.
Yeah.
There's so much drama around it. But honestly, for me, it's just like the reality is the U.S. men's national team pool is just not that good. It is
No.
what it is. Like compared to the rest of the world, it's just not that good. And whether they're playing in MLS or whether they're playing in Europe, unless they're playing at like a really amazing club, and unless they're all at the level of like Christian Pulisic's level, which is like the only guy we have who's really a
Good.
top level talent
Yeah.
globally, until he gets to that point, the U.S. men's national team is what it is, right? So you can argue all these different things about who's the right manager and are we picking the right players, etc. But at the end of the day, for me, like the expectations, I think for some of these fans are just too high. So in a lot of ways, it's bad with Potts right now, but losing now might be good because then they're learning a lot and figuring stuff out before the World Cup. You've seen other World Cups where teams qualify and they look really, really good, and then the World Cup starts and they look horrible.
Bad.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't always, pan out that way. But yeah, at the moment, we don't beat any of the big teams around the world. So everyone's like, oh, Poch doesn't know what he's
It's gonna.
doing.
Yeah.
It's just the highs and lows, right? Everyone was so like upset about Greg. It was like, get rid of Greg. And then it's like, yeah, we've got Pochettino. He's going to be amazing. And now they're like flipping on that before we've even played,
The
the
World Cup.
World Cup. And people
Yeah.
are like, get him out of here. He sucks. This is the worst thing ever. So I think that just the level of drama sometimes and like the microscope that we're looking at. I mean, there was all this upset drama about what's his name? Paxton Aronson,
Mm-hmm.
like going to Colorado. And it's like he's such an average player. Why do people care that much? Like if he makes the team, doesn't make the team, like it's not, and then like all that stuff I think is overanalyzed.
And
Uh
Reina too.
yeah, like Reyna, in another team, it would be like, oh, we've got like 20 Gio Reynas. It doesn't matter if he makes the team or not. Like if do you
Exactly.
think France are worried about someone of the ability level of Gio Reyna? No, like we are in U.S. national team because that's all we've got. But then it's almost like too much. You're putting all your eggs in certain baskets, and those baskets aren't even that good.
Yeah, my question comes from, remember before the Gold Cup, they had friendlies. They got several losses, and then they go into the Gold Cup and they were playing fine. So that's why I'm like, my question was like, do you think they're not playing us as well because it's a friendly, or I don't know, the mentality that the locker room has? I don't know, but I agree with you. Like your opinion about Pochettino and the team, the only good player is Pulisic. So I agree 100%.
I mean, yeah, I think you could go pick a bunch of other guys. Like, if you're going to complain about the MLS guys versus the European guys, it's like apples for apples in some ways. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're debating about all the B and C level guys in the roster when really what matters is how many of the A level guys are going to be good at when it comes to the World Cup. Like Tyler Adams is supposed to be one of the best players in this team, and he
And
looks terrible the last 3
bad,
games. So it's like
bad.
that concerns me. It's like, okay, like you've got guys that are trying really hard and are trying to push to get to that level, but then why are your other players falling off, in their level that they're able to produce? So I just think it really, for me, and Poch is gonna pick the guys who are informed. I think that really he's giving a lot of opportunities because he wants to have a wide pool so that
Mm-hmm.
come the end of this season, well, not our MLS season, but this season in the world soccer sphere, when it comes to May, essentially, who's playing really well in Europe, who's having a good MLS season or had a good MLS season, et cetera, et cetera. And those are the guys who's fit, who's healthy, who's going to go to the World Cup. And the more opportunities he gives now, the more that will benefit. I just think that he's experimenting, but a lot of people are like, okay, we need to stop experimenting. Like we've had too much experimenting. And when you lose 2-0, it's bad. And everybody's like, hey, we told you need to figure out your team. And this is why,
I agree.
So let's see. I mean, they're playing Japan, tomorrow. So hopefully, I mean, I'm not hopeful for that one.
Well,
Um,
yeah, it's gonna be a tough one too.
it's a harder game in some ways.
Where are they playing? Hold on. In Japan?
No, I think it'll be here in the U.S. They
Oh,
played
in the
in.
US. Okay.
They just played in New Jersey. I don't know where this
Oh,
is.
okay. Isn't there's
So
a
maybe Alex will
CONCACAF?
start because he didn't start last game. We'll have to see.
Maybe there's a CONCACAF game here in Orlando. I don't know when,
Is
but I
there?
saw it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
saw
haven't
it
seen the
in.
adverts for that.
Yeah.
I have not seen the advertisement for that. So
Me neither.
that was Alex. We talked about Slovenia. We talked about Croatia. We talked about Spicer. There's also some U players that were out doing their thing, Paula. So we've got U17 Gustavo Caraballo. I messed
There
that
you
up
go. There you
horribly.
go. No, you got it. You got it.
As I'm telling you, I got messed up so badly by Alioense. That one I still can't say right. Gustavo Caraballo, Venezuela U17s. They got beat 2-1 by the England U17s. I haven't told Steph this yet, my wife, that my nation beat her nation 2-1. And Caraballo was on the field, but I'll break the news to her. Colin Gusky and Justin Ellis were playing in the U.S. Youth National U19. They are just basically doing a domestic ID training camp, just called up for youth training camp. Tahiri Brown was the same thing, called up for the U20s. Jacob Ramirez, that's a name I don't actually know. I've never heard that name
Never heard
before.
about
Maybe
that
that's
name.
just
Let me
me
hold on. Let
missing
me
something, but is he new? I don't know. This is his first call
probably.
up. I think
Yeah.
so. But well done, Jacob, for also getting a call up for the U17s with the U.S. Youth National Team. And then Dylan Judelson, we do know, has been called up many times. Again, called up for the Canadian U17s. They played a game on Thursday. I have not seen how that went. They also played a game on Saturday, and then they're playing another game tomorrow, and they play England as well on the U17 level. So
There's a lot
there
from
you
the
go.
academy.
Yeah, the academy. I know that we've talked a lot this year about the strength of the academy, but that is a lot of youth representation for our club.
I'm
Any
looking
thoughts
that
on any
name.
of these guys? Are you looking up Jacob Ramirez?
Yeah, I'm looking it up for you because I
I love
don't know
that.
neither.
I don't know. I don't know Jacob Ramirez, but definitely it's great that we've got so many guys. I mean, we've got U19, U20, U17. I think only U18 right now, but we don't have any called up. But we did obviously. Justin Ellis just moved up from the U18 camp to the U19 camp, I believe. Colin Gustie's been called up before to that camp. So many players of ours in these youth camps. You'd love to see it. All right. Luis is still not here. He's very busy, but we're going to go
That's
ahead
fine.
and talk some Peru. I did watch the highlights. Pedro was a very busy man. I'll tell you that.
I mean,
This was the Peruvian team. I mean, when you've got Luis Sabram in center back, Paula, you know what's coming, right? And Yoshida Tune is still out there doing his thing. Love to see that. But Pedro, he had a pretty good game. He made quite a few saves.
he did.
He
He
was all
did.
over the place. Yeah, the Uruguayan. This is a guy that I wanted to sign for Orlando City for ages, but Georgian de Aracet. How do you say that? The Arasqueta?
Arascaeta.
Arasqueta.
Yeah.
He is an absolute baller. He plays in Flamengo. He's just like this number 10 who's been cooking for years in South America. And
He wasn't in the MLS before? No,
I
right?
know he's never been to MLS.
Never
No,
been into
no.
MLS.
He would
Okay.
do
I
really
think
well in MLS, I think, in my
they were
opinion.
rumors of
Yeah.
him coming
I would
to
love to sign
MLS.
him. I feel like he would do really well. He's the kind of guy we would sign as like a DP deal,
Mm-hmm.
as an older player. But he's 31, but he was having a great game. He had so many shots on goal. He kept trying and trying, and then finally hit that great shot that beat Pedro and went off the inside of the post. But before then, he almost could have scored 3 or 4. They had a nice header for their first goal off Aguirre. Is that right? Aguirre, Rodrigo Aguirre.
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 Aguirre. There
We're
you
having
go.
Spanish lessons with
No,
Paula
that's
and
fine.
John
That's
today.
fine.
This is great. Uh, he had a good header for their first goal. And then their third one, I think it was a substitute who scored that. The third one looked a little bit like Pedro could have done a bit better, but I don't think he saw it till it was too late. The first two, he had no chance. And he did make a lot of saves. He made 4 saves. He faced a lot of XG, and he did make a certain amount of saves to stop them, but could not
He
do it
tried.
all. Yeah,
I mean, that's why
and
you have four men in front of you to help, and he didn't get that help. Poor
yeah,
guy. Poor Galese.
yeah, and of course everybody else. The World Cup qualifiers were for Brecalo with Slovenia, and with Pasalic with Croatia, and with Tyrese Spicer with Trinidad and Tobago, and also with Pedro. These are World Cup qualifiers. So in the table now for Peru, it's over, sadly. I mean, I don't know. Luis
You
was
know,
here, he would tell you the whole
he will give.
story
Yeah, he will give
of how sad it is.
insight.
But it's yeah. They lost, they drew, and they lost. I think they knew it was over before this game. Venezuela is still hanging in there. They
There.
might get in. We'll see.
And this is a little bit of off topic of Orlando City players, but a former Orlando City player didn't get a call up for his home team. Facu didn't had a call up for Uruguay that I was surprised. I'm like, oh, what happened here? But let's see what the future holds for him in the national team.
Yeah, I mean, the big surprise, I think Ecuador did really well here to qualify that high, and just they got a whole series of draws here against Brazil. They got a draw against
Draw.
Paraguay as well. They were doing really well, and then kind of fell off a bit, but managed to get enough points. Colombia perhaps should be higher in the table, you would argue. So yeah, I think as expected, really Peru just not enough. They just don't have enough, offensively and defensively, really, do they, Paul?
So
they need some new fresh blood in this Peruvian team.
They do. They need youngsters.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now
I love Yoshi Otun, but he should not still be playing in that team.
touche. And he just came from a injury. So
Yeah.
the first 6 teams are the ones that are already sealed to go to the World Cup.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, and Paraguay, and then Venezuela
Venezuela is
will
still fighting there.
they
They're
will have to
in,
play a playing game
yeah,
potentially
repechaje.
against
That's the
yeah
repechaje game. Okay.
against either like a team from Oceania or for a team from Africa. We'll have to see how that shakes out.
Cool.
There's more teams qualifying this World Cup than before, so the
Okay.
qualification is like a little different. So it's a little bit like, okay, I have to look up exactly who
What
gets
changed?
in, what this
Mm-hmm.
playoff qualification process looks like. But yeah, in South America, I always think it's so brutal because it's just one giant table. Like
It
Europe,
is.
you break it up. I feel like this is just so harsh. They should at least do two tables, I think. But anyway, that is everything we have on international players. Paolo, we're going to be back here for some Orlando City play. But before that, we got to talk about Ramiro.
Oh man.
Your initial thoughts on what we talked about last pod, the fact that he was on the way out, and then literally today confirmed by the club.
My initial thoughts, do you really want to know? This one hurt. This one hurt. Like,
I think
it's
a lot
not
of people agree with you on that point.
and it's just a weird timing. Like, I have never seen um Orlando City sold a player that is performing at this time, because Ramiro Enrique was performing. Like, he was coming from the bench, he was scoring in the moments that we needed him to score, or when we needed him to start. So it's just it's weird, right? Because we want our players to evolve, better things to for them in the future, but it's the timing is just weird. Like, yes, it makes sense, we have Duncan back, but let me not jinx it. I don't know what's the
He
future
only has
holds
two
for.
shoulders. He can't do a third shoulder. It's not possible.
Exactly. So I'm sad. I'm happy for him. I don't know if, is the right decision for him. We don't know. I don't know anything about this club, his new club, to be honest.
Can
The
you
only
say it?
thing,
Like Luis said, it was like Al Culo, basically.
oh, let me see what it is.
He called them Ass FC.
I mean, technically, technically.
Culito FC.
So, I mean, the only thing that I know is he's gonna play in the same league than Ronaldo. That's it. Hopefully he gets minutes. He gets a good start, and I wish him the best. I mean, it really hurts when I saw him. I'm like, what the heck we're doing? I don't know if because of the money, it was an offer that we couldn't pass. I don't know, or he asked to leave because he was on the bench and he's young. He's a youngster, so I mean, good for him, bad for us. Hopefully it turns out well for him. What about you, John? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean it
Do
is
you
what
think
it.
that the timing is weird, right? Like, for you, or
Well,
no?
okay. Well, on the transfer itself,
Mm-hmm.
if this had happened during the window, everyone would have been like, "Great, we got money for him. Go buy a player." It's
Uh-huh.
just because it's now.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
Saudi transfer window is weird with the alignment of the MLS. I mean, the MLS window is weird with everybody. So that's why we have to fix that anyway. So situations like this don't happen. So we're aligned with the international. And the other thing is, if this had happened whenever, they would have taken the money. Like it's a case of Ramiro is going to get a big salary bump in a league like this, and he's going to get a pay rise that we're not probably willing to offer him. Like, it's probably DP money, and we're not willing to offer him. Do you want to make Ramiro the DP like striker and put everything on him? I love the guy, but at times he went a bit cold. I don't know if
Yeah.
he has the consistency and he has that in him to be, the guy for us.
That's
So
true.
at some point he was going to move on. His U22 deal wouldn't last forever. I believe this was going to be the
It was
end
the
of it
last.
coming
Yeah,
up.
it was the
Yeah.
last
So
year.
they would have had to sign him to a bigger like TAM deal or something. And at some point you just got to say, we got to change our striker situation, because we have really like 3 starting strikers in some ways, but also 3 rotation strikers as well. So they obviously saw this as an opportunity to do that. It's not great, but the timing of it, but it is probably a good deal. They didn't disclose what it is, but per Tom Bogart's reports before, he said it was like the 3rd biggest transfer in our history. I mean, they say this opens up a U20 slot for us, and in accordance with the club policy, specific terms of transfer will not be disclosed. I mean, we don't know. Maybe there'll be reports coming out of the Saudi team of what they paid on their end, but usually it's going to be, not disclosed by both clubs. I mean, I think obviously we take the money, and someone in Ramiro's camp, whether that's his agent or whether that's,
Probably his
his
agent. Yeah.
dad or whatever, because he's got people around him who know about, you know, the way things work in the world of soccer, and about, European clubs and also clubs in other countries around the world. And he obviously looks at that and says, we don't have to stay in MLS for you. Let's see what else we can do. This came up as an option. I don't know if they went to him or whether he got scouted by them. We don't know. But yeah, it's a shame from us, because we're gonna miss those goals, and that's sort of why I was showing this before, Paula, because yeah, that first season he came in, he only got 4 goals. He was kind of just getting his feet under him. But then 2024, he played 32 games. He got 12 goals. I
12.
mean, this is all competitions. In MLS, it was 25 games, 9 goals. So that's 9 MLS goals, 2 assists in MLS. And this season alone, in 24 games, he's got 8 goals. So he's like on track
He
to do
was
the
all,
same
he
thing.
was he was
You
gonna
know,
break his own
yeah,
record.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's basically a 10 goal a season striker, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's my big concern, is where are those 10 goals coming from?
Yeah.
Especially the back end of the season, where are those, maybe 3, 4, or 5 goals that he would have given us from now until the end of the season and in playoffs? Where are those coming from? Yeah, I think that's an issue. Let's read the comments and see
Yeah, let's go.
what people think. All right, we got Salty H2O says, "Hey guys." F says, "What's good, OC fam?" S says, "Feels like I'm the only one devastated about Ramiro deal. Gonna miss him." I don't think you're
Mm-mm.
the only one, F. I
No,
think Paula's there. I'm there. Luis, I'm sure, is
I
feeling the
think there's
same
a
way.
lot of
I
people.
think a lot of people are sad. They're just like, it's the middle of the season. How do when it's the end of the year and you're like, no, goodbye to all these players. And it's like, okay, that's it. But when it's in the middle of the season and it just happens so fast, and we didn't even really get to say good. Like, when was the last time he played? We didn't know that was the last time he was going to be
No,
on the
man.
field, So
Yeah.
that's part of it as well. And also I think Ramiro, he had those moments, right? He created so many great moments, and he scored so many good goals for the club. So I think that's going to be missed. He had a great, I'll show you guys here. There was a great thing by the club. They put out a video he did today. So maybe we'll look at that in a second. Another comment F says, "I got to think he wanted to sign that Saudi deal. Hope he got the bag." Paula, do you feel like this is the right move for Ramiro?
I mean, it's closer to Europe, I guess, in geography, right? Um, I guess if he's gonna get exposure and minutes, I think it's the smartest way, and then he can go to a Europe team. Um, I think yes. I don't know. Let's see how it plays. I mean, it's not a top tier team. They're trying to build around like a solid team, so I think it's a good move for him. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, if he goes to another big club in the Saudi league, or like one of the really big ones, like if he does really well in that league and then he gets bought inside of the league, or if he then gets bought to, like, I don't know, a team in Spain or like Italy, I feel like he could do well in like Serie A, like
Yeah,
potentially that could be a
yeah.
good place for him, somewhere like that. And maybe at some point in the future he could go for like a 20-30 million marks signing, if he does really well, potentially. And then we get some sell on fee from that. it could also be that he just goes to Saudi and just kind of fades into the distance.
It's
I mean, like
it
not
could be
like
it could
some of these
be.
guys, they just go and you never hear from them. Like we don't hear from them because we're not in that world. But I
Mm-hmm.
just think the global soccer landscape, going to the Saudi league is the same as like going to MLS. Like in the
Mm,
world of soccer, no one's paying attention to what's
yeah,
happening in MLS or in the
yeah.
Saudi league. So if he wants to be in a big European club, he wants to be a bit more relevant. I don't know if this is the move. It seems to me like this is more of a money move.
A
And
money move.
also, the cultural thing is an issue. A lot of these players do not do well in that situation.
Yeah, that's the first thing that caught in my attention. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you sure that you want to move there,
Yeah. I
bro?
mean, there's a lot of
Mhm.
Argentines that have gone there, right? And then not all of them stay. I think it
Came
depends.
back
Like,
to the MLS. Look
yeah.
at Rossi.
Yeah.
Diego Rossi came back from that league
Yeah, well,
in a heartbeat.
there's a religious aspect of it, of course, because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's just so many different rules, and the way of life there is extremely different from what they'd be used to here in MLS. So, hopefully, Ramiro's prepared for that, and this is the club, and he feels like it's a good place for him, and he feels like he's in the right place, and this is a good move. Because we're gonna get our money, but if he goes well, then in the future we're gonna get more money. We'll have to see. I mean,
Let's
look at
see.
Chicago. They made like crazy amount of money off their striker that left. Now I don't think Ramiro is going to be as good as what was his name? I'm blanking now. The guy, he ended up in the Saudi league for like 80 million, but
Oh, really?
it'll
I
come to
don't
me
remember.
later.
Yeah.
It'll come back to me. The chat will know. Someone put it in the chat for me. F says LMAO. I don't know what that was about, Paula. They were laughing at something. F also says, I hope the players are shorter. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't really think there's any traits in the Saudi league, particularly.
Saudi League. Oh Lord.
All
Anyways.
right, we're moving on. This weekend, Paula, we're back in action.
Amen, brother.
Orlando City versus DC United. Someone the other day spoke to me about the thing that I don't ever talk about, or I don't want to ever hear about,
Oh
which
my God.
involves
I
this
know where you're
team.
going
No
for.
one. We're not even going to mention the name of the person or the incident with DC United and Orlando City. But I looked at them and I said, "Why are you bringing that up? Don't ever bring that up. I don't ever want to
Flash
see
him with the
that.
Men in
I
Black
don't want to
flashlight
know."
next time.
Literally, like, just if I could erase something from my memory, it would be the game against DC where a certain English player did a certain thing against us. So that's what I instantly think of, but I'd like to not think of that. They managed to beat New York in their last game 2-1, which was a bit of a shocker considering that was in New York. That was in the baseball stadium. So for DC, who is bottom of the table, and New York are doing pretty well. Like they were on a hot streak. They'd won 3. So that was just a crazy result where New York showed why they are down here in 8th. But DC are not good. I mean, obviously, you got to watch out for the giant himself. It is Christian Benteke. I mean, he always
He
causes
always
us
scores.
problems.
Yeah, he always scores against us. So
Yeah. You got any other opinions on the DC? This was their lineup last game, Paula, but any opinions on DC and what they do and Benteke's giant head?
I mean, they're horrible this season. Hopefully this break, this international break for us will work. Because a lot of our core players needed rest because all those back-to-back Leagues Cup and then MLS season games drained us. So hopefully this break will help us get a win. We need a win. I don't know about what are your feelings, John, but we need 3 points. I think Saturday is gonna be important 3 points for form and for playoff run.
Yeah, and still, before the stupid Leagues Cup situation, and before, Nashville and the rotated team, and before we got distracted by
We
trying
got
to win
distracted. That's
that,
the right
we
word.
got super distracted. We were cooking in MLS and we were doing really well. And we beat the Revs 2-1 in the end of July, and then we great win away at Columbus 3-1, and then we smashed Inter Miami 4-1 at home, and then we beat Sporting KC. Nashville 5-1 was our last MLS result. Horrible game by us. Everything just fell apart. The wheels fell off. Leagues Cup aside, but our last game against LA was pretty bad. I'm going to chalk that up to mental tiredness and
It was mental
just
tiredness.
exhaustion physically, and just everything that was bad with rotation, etc. in that game. We just, they would have wiped that off their memory. They would have, Men in Black flashed that one away, I hope. They thought they said they would. So yeah, we gotta go back to what was going well in MLS, and DC, even though it's away, is such a nice game to do that. Considering all the games we have left, it's not easy what we got left in our run, and the teams we got to play around us, and the teams up here in the mix where it's really tight. We're all 6-pointers. I mean, every game from now on is, the cliche of a must-win game. But yeah, this one against DC is an easier of the must-win games. The lineup for them, like we said, Benteke. I feel like Pirani always kind of causes us problems.
A little bit.
I rate him. He's been doing well this season. I think he's a good player. I think you'll notice him. Outside of that, no one. I mean, off the bench, they've got no Ojeda. Whoa, look at that. They got no Ojeda. So gotta watch out for their. No, I think he plays for New York. That Ojeda. On their bench, they had Jared Stroud. I mean, I'm just trying to. It's really not a lot of threats, is it? When you look at the teams we've been playing, when you look at what we did against Miami defensively, this is far easier to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And when we played them back in March, we won 4-1. So, but my problem is every time that we play this type of team, an average team, right, that they're not doing well, we tend to let them win or let them have control. So hopefully we get a win on Saturday, like we did back in March 22nd, and flush them to be eliminated. Are they eliminated already officially?
Yeah, I mean that they cannot make the playoffs. I mean, it's crazy.
I know someone in the West.
They have 24 points, and Chicago at the bottom of the playoffs have 42 points. So
yeah,
they're like halfway.
I think we're gonna eliminate them. Yeah, if or something. If
I don't know if it's mathematically done for them. Maybe it is. I don't think they announced that this early because it'd just be so depressing. But yeah, I mean, they are way off the pace. You know what I mean? Like they'd have to make, and not only that, so many teams above them would have to do so badly. Like there's really no hope for them this year. Like the season is done. They chalked this one up to, done with the season. 4-1 was the score that you said, Paula, last time we played back in March. We got a goal then for Muriel, Ojeda, Freeman, and Pasalic.
A good combo.
That was a great game. I remember. I remember one of the first games where everybody, Alex Freeman really came alive in that one. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a team we can beat. On that day, Otero actually was in the lineup. I guess.
Look at that.
Pedro was still out with international duty or something. But yeah, pretty much the lineup we would expect here. Obviously, no Santos now. Brecalo will be in that position, but I would expect almost this exact lineup. Paula, do you have any opinions on who should play, or is it pretty much we know who our best starting 11 is?
No, we know our best starting 11. My question is, when are the international players are coming back?
I think they should all be back by Saturday. They're all playing their second game like tomorrow.
Okay, so they could be flying out with the team on Friday then.
I would hope that they are. I think they're just going to go straight there because it's on the East Coast. So I think like Brent Brecalo and Schlegel and Pasalic will fly straight there from Europe, and obviously Pedro will just fly straight there, I'd imagine.
Okay.
the Tuesday, we're playing on Saturday. I think that would be the plan for them. I'd be
Okay.
shocked if they're going
So
to come to Orlando.
yeah, I would say this is the solid starting 11 then.
This was the one that came up from last game. We gotta do some edits here because this is not what we're thinking. All
It's
right,
no longer there.
let's see. Everybody you want to put in here. I mean, it picks itself, right, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any opinions on, you know, who this game you think is going to score goals, who's going to play well?
Ojeda's gonna play
Ojeda?
well. Yeah. He has 14 assists and 14 goals for the team already. So I'm rooting for him to score or to give us an assist. I will say Muriel is gonna score something.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Muriel's going to start. I mean, maybe Dunk gets a start. It could happen.
It could
Oh, wait.
happen.
No, Muriel's out. What am I talking about?
Why Muriel is out?
Because Nashville game, remember? I almost forgot about that. Chat, you did
Nash
not remind me. Come on, chat. Help us out here. He's out because he got a
National
red
game?
card against Nashville, remember, in
Oh,
MLS.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. See,
So
now
no
who's the
Muriel for
backup
this
of
game.
Maguire? Who's the backup?
Well, we don't. I mean, that's why I feel
We're
like we
fried.
should we should be announcing that Justin Ellis is on a contract because he should be getting called up here. Shaq Mohammad's going to be on the bench. Thales has been scoring for OCB. I mean, it's got to be on the bench. You got to have some. We got to
We
have
gotta
some
have
forwards on the
something.
bench.
We
I mean,
need something.
I know certain guys can play there. Like Spicer can play there technically.
No, that's true.
Obviously Ojeda can play up there. Marco Paslic could probably play up there.
I
It
would
depends how
rather have
physical a guy you
Ojeda,
want, but there's a lot of wingers that could play striker in theory.
not Angulo.
Mm, he would not be on my list high up on it. No.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, but I don't
Yeah.
see Ojeda as a striker though. I like him as a 10.
You like Ojeda as a 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be. I mean, I think this is our lineup. I
Yeah.
would be shocked if this is not our lineup.
You know who needs a goal?
Who needs a
And
goal?
you're gonna be like, Paola, you really saying that? Atuesta needs.
Atuesta? Yeah, yeah.
And I
This is the kind of
and
game that he could get a goal from the edge
I
of the
feel
box
I
if we're
feel bad
controlling the
for
game.
him. Yeah, I feel bad for him because it's not the first time like the LA Galaxy game he had a chance. He has had he had a
Yeah.
couple of chances in past games, and I feel that he needs a goal. I don't know. It will help him. So
He takes those long range efforts, like he
yeah.
gets close. Like he could definitely get a goal. I feel like it could
So
happen. DC, they just like, I don't know if it's like they're bad or what, but I feel like
they're bad.
they're gonna end up defending a lot. Obviously, like they're gonna have a lot of men behind the ball, and that kind
Hmm.
of worries me in some ways because we don't do well against teams that sit deep and like make it difficult for us to break them down and don't leave any space for us to play into. We do better against teams that leave those spaces in behind and come out and press us if we win the ball, and then we can counterattack into the open space with Angulo and Pasalic, whoever. But yeah, when teams come and they just sit deep, like it's a problem. So if DC do that, maybe you're going to see the likes of Atuesta getting chances from the edge of the box. Marco Pasalic from the edge of the box, I could see him ripping one from far out this game. I feel like he's back on the score sheet again. He went a little cold for a while, but
He did.
we need him to step up. Ojeda just seems like he gets an assist or a goal every game, and
Yeah.
DC are just not very good. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any of that. Alex, you here in the chat saying Muriel is suspended. Thank you, Alex. We got there before you.
Thank you. Thank you for
But
reminding
yeah,
us
I
though.
almost forgot about that because it happened
Hmm.
so long ago. But yeah, he is suspended. I believe everybody else is available. I'll check the availability report right now, but it'll come out a new one. But as of last game, I don't think we had any other injuries.
No. There's another comment from Alex too. There you
Alex,
go.
you also saying as well as Hera for DC.
Herrera.
He's
He's a
the
good.
Herrera's the right back,
He's.
right?
Let me see. No, what are you doing, squad? Yep, he's the right back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to make too much difference on DC's front, right? Who their defenders are in there doesn't really make too much of a difference. Let's see, Orlando City last game match we had a bye week, so it doesn't say who was not available because we were in Leagues Cup. So I feel like everybody's fit and available that we expect. We even saw Wilder Cartagena was doing some,
That's good. That's a
he
good
was
sign.
back in action. I didn't think he was going to come on against LA, but
No,
maybe he's ready to play some minutes. I don't think this game, but if he
I don't
comes
think
back
so.
before the playoffs, that would be great.
I don't think so. I don't, I think
You don't you
I
don't
don't
think
think
this
he's
season
coming
at all?
back.
They just won't bother
No,
this season.
no. And Orlando, by prior years,
Yeah, it might
right?
it might not be worth
They
pushing him.
get no. It's he had a big injury, so I won't see. I don't see him in the this year.
Alex Hughes says Duncan will start. Yeah, I mean, with no Ramiro, no Muriel, um, Big Dunk is pretty much our only option starting right? as a striker at the moment. We've got
Ay, ay,
from
ay.
3-1 for this game, Paula.
Yes, mío. In Duncan, we trust.
In Duncan, we trust indeed. All right, let's move to our score predictions. Paula, give me a little bit of your thoughts on how you think game's going to go while I fill in our form here.
I mean, we're gonna see goals. Um, maybe Duncan will score. Muriel will score. No, Muriel, Dios mío. I have Muriel in my head, man. Ojeda. And maybe some player will surprise us with a goal. I will say 3-0. 3-0.
I feel like 3-0 is pretty good. I mean, our defense has not been,
Solid.
but then, that's the thing is Benteke, I think will get one because he always causes a problem for
Yeah.
Jansen and for Schlegel. And even though DC are not good, like one ball into the box and Benteke's, got it down and scores. So I'm gonna go with a 4-1. I'm gonna say, yeah, same as last game.
Okay.
I think they, was a little bit even in the first half, maybe, and then we kind of, yeah, after a week's rest with all the boys back, with Leagues Cup behind us, you would hope that we're gonna go ahead and get that W,
Get
right?
for sure 3 points.
We
I
got
think
it.
you
I
have
mean,
it
if we
backwards.
don't get this W, it's alarm bells are starting to start.
Get Ramiro back. Blah
I
blah
mean,
blah.
but yeah, I mean, it's at that point in the season where if we can't beat DC United, not even on the road, we got it. It's 3 points we need in the bag. We need every point we can get, and this is 3 points.
I think you have it backwards. I think your 4-1 is in the 3-0 and then mine 3-0 on the other one. Yep. You got
Oh
it
no,
backwards.
Paula called me out. I'm trying to get you to give them the 3-1 and All
There
right.
you go.
Luis is not here, but he would definitely be predicting a win for this one.
A
I can tell
W
you
for
that.
sure.
For sure. All right, we got a couple more comments. F saying, not allowed to play in the season or playoffs if you're in the SCI list, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess they can't take them off the SCI list mid-season. I know they can do that in NWSL, but I guess maybe MLS is different.
Maybe not here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he's still in SCI, then no, they definitely can't. I would like to see Alex get a shot on target. That isn't right at the goalie. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that in some ways. He's getting up the field, Paula. Have you noticed that a lot recently with Alex? He gets up high up the field, but it's not a lot of production out of that. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
worried about his defensive cover when he does that too.
Yeah. I think I saw it a lot in the LA Galaxy game. So maybe it's just
Yeah,
the
like he was in
directions
front of
from the
Marco.
coaches. Yeah, and yeah, I don't want to jinx him.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. And then F said, "Someone shred the paperwork."
For Wilder.
I think I think it's just good to see Wilder back,
Yeah,
running around regardless. Obviously social media was all like Wilder's back. It's
he's not.
doesn't mean anything. It's just, nice to see that he's up and
He's a
about.
teammate. Yeah, he wants to be
Next
there for the
season,
team. Hmm.
Wilder will be competing again for his spot in that midfield three. I mean, we've got a lot of good defensive midfielders. If you count Dagger Dan and Jerome Gerbet in there as well with Atuesta and Cesar, and then Wilder coming back. As of right now, obviously all of that can change. The offseason, a lot of contracts will be running out, Paula. So we'll have to see what happens. F also said, I'm going to say something bad. They're going to kill me for saying this, but really enjoying a more conversational pod. Y'all are a vibe. Um, I don't know to what you're referring, F, whatsoever there. All right. Speaking of conversational pods, Paula, I've been in the kitchen and I've been cooking up a little bit of
You've been
fun for
cooking.
us because we got a week here, and I thought, we got like enough half an hour here. Let's do something a little bit of fun. So we all enjoy a tier maker. If you haven't been on tier maker, go check it
It's
out
fun.
because
It's
there's so
fun.
many things you can rank. I made one because I was thinking about this era we've had of Luis Musi and Ricardo Moreira and their time here at the club and all the players that they brought in. And I
Hmm.
wanted to do a ranking of like what we thought of all those players. So here they are. Here are all of the players since the beginning of really 2019. It was the end of 2018 where Muzi joined and Ricardo soon after. And then from then on, really, they've been, bringing in the players that they want and moving on the players that they didn't want in the squad. So from the beginning of 2019 up until now, these are all the players, and we're going to go through and rank them. The different categories we have are club legend status, question mark, at the very top here. Top class player underneath that, decent club servant, and then undecided yet, which is kind of like your mid ground, and then bad signing, which is, I think, explains itself, and then the worst one, free transfer them out like right now, like get them gone, which is a little bit of fun at the end there. I don't think too many are going to fall in that category, Paula. I think we're going to
Mm-mm.
see over their time that we've had quite a good range of players here. So in the chat, please, I'd love for you guys to, let us know your thoughts as we go through. I'm going to be discussing with Paula. Yeah, and at home, where would you put these players? Let us know in the comments afterwards, wherever you're watching this or if you're listening. We'd love to get your opinions. All right, Antonio Carlos is our first. We're kind of
Dun,
going in
dun,
alphabetical order here, by the
dun.
way. So Antonio Carlos was brought in. What year was that? He was brought in.
2019.
Yes,
2020. He was
20.
here in the
Yeah, the
pandemic.
beginning of 2020 from Palmeiras for 1.5 million, according to Transfermarkt,
Yeah.
which is where I got this list from of players that we transferred in. By the way, so Antonio, where would you put him? Top class player, I think, or decent club servant. One of these
No,
two.
top class
Top class.
player. I'm
All
a
right.
I'm a fan of him. I was a fan of Antonio
Yeah.
Carlos with Jensen
And
there.
as we go, they can kind of be, stacked in order. So maybe the ones at the front are,
Yeah,
and
the
then
one
the ones at
through.
the back are most likely to fall down, kind of thing. All right, Alex Freeman. He could be in. You could put him in undecided yet. I feel like that would be pretty harsh. I feel like we already know where he's at. I think I
He's a
think he's
top
going to be
player.
top
He's a
class player.
Yeah, he is. He
All
is.
right, would you put him ahead of Antonio or behind?
Oh
I
my
think
god,
I
that's
I think I'm going to put him ahead for now,
ahead.
just because of
Okay.
his potential and his age and what could happen.
And he comes from the academy too.
Yes, for
So
sure. Everybody else, would love to hear your opinions on these. All right, Adam Grinwis. Adam
decent.
Grinwis, goalkeeper. Was he a decent club servant? I think so. I think
He
that's
was
probably where we
decent.
put
He
him.
was,
He's a backup goalkeeper. Like, what are you gonna say about a backup goalkeeper, right?
yeah,
He was signed to do his job. All right, Adrian Marin. This is a really
undecided
recent
yet.
one. I think we got to put him in undecided yet.
Yeah.
I will say this: he's at the bottom end of undecided yet, based on his start. Andres Pereira.
Mm,
Andres
club
Pereira.
decent.
What do you think? Went
Decent
to New
club
York.
servant.
Is he still at New York?
He's still in New York.
Yeah, he's still playing for the
He's decent
Pigeons.
club.
I
He's a
think
decent
decent
club.
club servant. I think
He
put him
he
ahead of
he won.
Adam.
Yeah, he won the U.S. Open Cup with us.
He
So
did. He wasn't like amazing though.
no,
He
no,
was a
Well, he
rotation,
did. He did his job.
If he was still here, would he be starting? I don't
Nope.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Probably not.
He went declining. Like he started really hot with
Yeah.
Orlando, and then
And
he.
then it went down.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. All right. The Duck, Alexandra Pato.
Ay, the ducky duck.
Top class player
Decent. I
or
mean, he
decent club
barely played
servant?
with us,
He
dude.
was on that cheap money deal though. For the money,
That's
it was
true.
a good deal,
It
I
was
would
a good
say.
deal.
We'll put
Let's
him at the
put it in
top of
decent club.
we'll put
Yeah.
him here. He was a club servant. Yeah, he was there. He did his job. All right, Abdi Salim. This was one of the drafts. Like, there's some draftees in here, so they didn't really pick him in some ways. Well, they did, but you know what I mean? Like, it's
What,
kind of a.
what do you consider a bad signing? That we signed him and they never played him?
I mean, Oscar never played him,
I
but
mean, there's a bad signing then.
I think he's probably in the bad signing
Yeah.
category, but maybe it just he was never going to be good enough. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
We never know.
I mean,
We will
Oscar
never
never
know.
played him. So do we blame, the front office for Oscar never playing him? I don't know. That's a weird one. Cesar Arujo. Where are you
Top
putting
class
Cesar?
player.
Top
Top
class
class player.
player?
Yeah.
Ahead of Antonio? Behind Antonio? I think he
In the
probably
middle.
lives about there,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. It's
For
hard to
now.
say. All right, Brandon Austin. Remember we got him on loan?
Damn. And a loan
The
from. Yeah,
goalkeeper.
yeah.
He played like what, one game? I mean, I'll put him here, undecided.
Undecided yet,
He
really?
he didn't really play. I mean, I guess it's a bad signing. It was a lone keeper to
I
like be
mean,
backup. Like, what do you want?
yeah.
I think it
And he
wasn't
was
that
alone.
interesting. But Derek Dodson, I'm just gonna put bad signing. But
Who? I
exactly.
remember him, but yeah.
Yeah. Another like there's some of these draftees here that's like I don't think they would have picked them if they didn't have to pick a draft pick.
You think?
Some of them it feels that way. Like there's guys I didn't bring out from the list that were like they never even got a contract. They picked them, but they never actually gave him a contract. So
Yeah.
all right, David Brecalo. I think he's got to be top class player, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
he's a
Or
top class player.
decent club servant. Somewhere about there. Yeah. Top class player. I think he's pretty good. Daryl DK. Where do you rank? I mean, this
Top
was
class.
a great draft pick.
Club legend, you're gonna put him?
I know I'm not gonna put club
Ah, I
legend.
saw you. No,
I
he's a top
no
class
no.
player.
I think he goes.
Right there.
I think
Right there.
there. I think there. Yeah, he did really well. Really well. F's in this. We got a couple comments here. Gia Karma saying Antonio Carlos, my brother from another mother. F saying we need more tiers. Who would be a good one? All
That's a
right,
good tier.
I got you.
That's a
We'll
good
add a
tier.
tier. All right, we'll add a tier. Who is a good one? I like that. We're on the fly here. Woo. Paula, who do you think should go in the who tier?
Derek who whatever Dunson.
Derek,
Derek, yeah.
Derek Dodson.
Yeah.
All right. Derek Dodson goes in the who tier. Brandon Austin in the who tier. I think that's
No,
F.
he played.
He played.
I mean, he
We'll put him
played.
here. It's
uh,
bad. So there we go. F. Let us know who else you think should go in the who tier. All right. DDT, my man, Dagger Dan Thoralson. Where are you putting
top class.
Daggy?
Top class. He's
Top class?
our Swiss.
I'm gonna say he goes here. I think he's the top of the decent club servant.
Okay.
I love him, but I don't think he's quite in this level
Yet.
I think for the deal he's on and the kind of the find he was, like the signing was a really good signing, but he's not a world class incredible player. Duncan McGuire,
He's decent too.
I think that, again, a good pick from the draft. I think I'd probably put him here next to Daggy. a very good pick
Mr.
from the
Daggy.
draft next to Daggy. All right, interesting one. Urshan Kara. Where are you going to
He's a
put Urshan
decent. I know
Kara?
that people hated him.
Yeah.
I know that people hated him. I didn't hate him.
For a DP, I think that's the thing. If you look at where we're putting him, like he's
Exactly.
not with the other DPs, right? I mean, I think he was pretty good. I think he'd be next to Duncan in terms of what he's done for the club and a certain amount. Like he did score a lot of goals in his
He did.
time.
He did.
He
Yeah.
he just wasn't necessarily the player for our style, but sometimes
Exactly.
I miss that we have a big physical guy. Like
Big physical
you want
guy
that.
in the box
It's good
present.
to have a variation in striker types, in some ways. So
Bring Erson Cara back. I'm
yeah,
just
I feel like
kidding.
he maybe was one that I wouldn't hate if he came back. I would not be disappointed. All right, Eddie Atuesta. You think decent club servant, top class
No, he's
player?
not a top class player.
No, you think put
He's a
him
decent.
here?
Yeah.
I think he's about there.
You know my feelings about him.
Yeah, you're not on the yeah. All right,
I'm not in
here's
the Atuesta bust.
Emmanuel Mass. I think it's our first free transfer out right now. Emmanuel Mass.
You think Emmanuel Mass
He was
wasn't?
pretty bad, Paul.
He was. Yeah, he
It
was.
was pretty
Poor
awful.
guy.
I don't even
That's why he didn't
remember.
stay.
Did he have one good game? I don't remember that.
We need to look at the FOTMA
I'd
like
have to
back
look at
then and
his
see.
stats. Anybody got anything good to say about Emmanuel Mass? Put it in the comments.
I
But
saw him once in the
I don't
Millennium
think.
Mall.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. All right, Facu Torres.
Club legend.
Do you think
No.
he's okay? Yeah, I mean, this is club legend status question mark, right? It's more like we could have the debate around that.
Yeah.
For me, I think he's probably
He's
here.
top class.
I think he's the very best. I don't think
Top
he's
class, right?
arguably in that,
Yeah, that's
he's
true.
probably been better for us than Daryl DK, but maybe not as if Alex Freeman leaves and goes on or he stays for a long time and continues the level, is he going to be up there? You know, he's good, but he's not.
I agree.
I think 100 years from now, Facu won't be a big name of the early year of Orlando City. Does that make sense?
It is. It does. It does.
Felipe Martins, decent club servant, bad signing.
Bad signing. I
Bad
will say bad
signing.
signing. Do you agree?
I just think he was a bit old, and it was a bit. He'd been around a few
mean,
MLS clubs, and he was just more of like a filler signing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that exciting. And he didn't really when he did play. Remember, it didn't go well often. So I put him there. All right, Gaston Gonzalez.
Bendito Gaston.
I mean, they were kind of screwed because he got injured after they signed him. But it was a bad signing. And when he did play, I would probably put him here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bendito.
I'm not going to say immediate free transfer because I could see why they tried to sign him. Like he did have some talent, but I think the injury just ruined him. We never saw that player.
I think mentally.
Yeah, I also think that mentally he did not recover. All right, Heine Gilking Bruce.
Who?
Top of the Who's is Bruseth, the man who never played a minute.
Poor guy,
for Orlando City. He still hasn't played a minute for San Diego. They loaned him out.
They loaned him out.
He's come to MLS, played for 2 MLS clubs, 0 minutes.
I think they loaned him out for his original club that he was transferred back.
Maybe he just misses home. I won't.
Yeah, he was like, they're
fair
not
play if you want to go back, but for Orlando City, in terms of us, never played a minute. Old Heine. All right, Ivan Angulo. Huh?
Oh, no, I will. Yeah, you're missing players, but I can give you.
Ooh,
let's finish.
We'll
remember?
We'll have to add them in. I didn't add everyone, but if it's somebody big I missed, you gotta tell me because I left out some players who I'm like would never gonna remember this guy. There'd be a lot of who's.
Okay, so never mind.
But who is your who? I want to know now.
Mateus Arias.
Mateus Arias? Yeah, I didn't put him in. I should have put him in. I think I was gonna, and then I think I skipped him by accident. There's some in here that you're gonna be like, who? Ivan Angulo was my next one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if
He's not
Matthias
decent.
Arias was here, he'd be in the bad signing, I think, for
In
sure.
the who?
Or the
Well,
who,
in the
either
bad
one.
signing too. In the bad signing, yeah,
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 it's
you're
the
right. You're
same,
right.
really. Ivan Angulo, I'm gonna put at the top of club
Yeah,
servant.
these. Yeah, decent.
I
Hmm.
think probably, just in terms of what he's done and for the club and how long he's been here and the player that he's been, Jeron Gerbet. I'm gonna put somewhere down here.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not undecided. I think we decided he's going to be a good player. We
yeah,
just got
he
to
is.
see
He is.
more of him, right?
Yeah.
He's going to, probably surpass Andres Pereira and these other guys here, I'd imagine. Joey Desart, there's one. Joey Desart, he's still playing. He's still playing. I saw the other day. Where does he play now?
I think
I
it's in
can't
a
remember.
USL team.
No, it was like I swear he got transferred to I think it was like some island nation.
Oh, really?
I gotta find out where Joey Desart is playing. Um, we got another comment in here saying, "Air Vega, Robin Jansen is club legend." We will get to that one in a second. Um, F saying, "What about Kaká?" This is only players, guys, that were signed by Muzi and Ricardo. So from 2019 to 2025. So Kaká would not count.
Yeah.
Joey Desart is playing in where is it? Okay, here he is. He's playing. This is wild.
Where, John?
I don't even know where this club is. That's literally. He's playing here. DFK Dianva Atlas
Hmm? In
in
Colombia?
the
Where
first
is that?
tier of whatever this nation is.
I can't. Oh no,
Lithuania. He's playing in the Lithuanian
Lithuania.
first tier.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Joey Desart, who is
He has the U.S.
he
Open
found his
Cup, man.
level. He found somewhere that he can play. Good for you, Joey. That that is crazy. Lithuania. All right, Joey's the Lithuanian Dynamo.
Where
I
are you
think
gonna
bad
put? We'll put
sighting,
bad signing.
probably. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I think so. All right,
Giorgio, my
Giorgio
boy Giorgio.
Krzyzewski.
Poor guy, man.
Didn't really. I would be inclined to put undecided. I mean, not
Undecided
undecided yet,
yet.
but
We.
like he never really got enough games. I feel like he could have been good. He
Yeah,
showed signs of it.
he did.
Jacqueline, I'm going to put at the end of decent club servant because he did score a lot of goals at the OCB level.
That's true. He was.
He
He
was
was.
good. He just didn't.
The MVP for a year,
He
something,
didn't
or
want to
Player of the Year.
continue. Like that was his choice. It wasn't that
Yeah,
he was
retired. He
bad.
was
It was just
retired.
like he was like, I can't play in MLS like I want to. I'm not gonna do this. I want to do something else. So, Jake Mulroney, there's one for you. I lost him. Where'd he go? There he is. Jake Mulroney. What do you even remember? Who?
I do remember him. He came from Atlanta.
Is he going on the who? He came from Atlanta. He was not. He was slow. He was a winger.
Bad,
He could just cross it. That's like all he could do.
bad,
I'm
bad.
gonna put bad. I'm gonna put him in front of Gaston because at least he played a bit more. Junior Oso, where are you putting
Top
the
class.
bear? Top class?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Above, I think about here.
Yeah.
Luis Muriel. This is
It's
controversial
a
because
controversial
he has been
signing.
up and down
Let's put
and
decent club servant.
decent.
Yeah.
He's a bad signing. I think he's top of bad signing for me. I'm
He's
gonna
the
put
top.
him
Okay.
there
That's fine.
because of the money he's on. For me,
I wasn't thinking about the money aspect.
I think
So
that's
you're
the
right.
thing. You got to think
You're
about
right.
this from like their if we're they're doing analysis of how well the signing has done and like how good a signing it was for the team. He's on
You're right.
he's on a lot of money to score not a lot of goals. That's my thing.
If he was in a Pato contract,
Yeah.
he was gonna be.
If he was in a Pato contract, we would never have this debate about Luis Muriel. We would be like, yeah, he's great. He's there. But he's
That's
on
true.
DP money, and that's the issue, I think. So F saying Jacqueline legend for OCB.
That's true.
If we were doing the OCB tier, 100%, he'd be in the legend status. F, getting handcuffed to Muriel for 3 years was/is debilitating. I think that's where I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
I think, and if I were to talk about, hey, the great signings of their era, I would be like Faku, a few that we're going to talk about in a second. And then I would be like ones that really didn't go well, and probably the top of that list would be Muriel because of, I think, just the amount of money he's on. Great that we didn't spend a lot on him, but he is on like double what like Ojeda's on or Paslich is on, for example.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I think Muriel for me is going to be the top of he's the top of the bad signings. He's the worst of the bad signings, but he is still, in my opinion, not a great signing. Luca Petrasa, this is an interesting one. Would you say decent, bad? I think you're gonna put him here, Paul, on you. I'd say he is better than Abdi Salim, but worse than probably better than Felipe. Actually,
Better than Felipe, yeah, right
let's
there.
go with that. He's right behind Muriel. I'd say he did a job.
He did. Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Okay,
All right,
job.
Martin Ojeda. I'm gonna do it, Paula.
Club legend already.
I'm putting Martin Ojeda in the club legend status box.
He is. I agree with you. 100%.
I think by the time he leaves, everyone will be like, build the Ojeda statue.
He has played better than Pereira. He has played better than Facu. He has played better than Kaká.
Look at it these last few years.
So, yep, Martin Ojeda. I agree.
I think he's the first one to go in that category. All right, Marko Pasalic.
Top class.
I would put him here.
For now.
Do you think ahead of Facu or behind Facu in terms of... I mean, Facu did more, but they're very sort of similar in what they're providing,
Facu did more. Marco is only his first year. Like,
I mean, Marco started way harder than Facu ever did.
Way harder.
If he carries on at this rate, he'll surpass Facu's record.
He's going to. Like, you can see, like, he can utilize his both feet, blah, 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 not the left, like Facu. Facu was only driven by the left foot. So I will say Marco will surpass him, but for now, Facu is on the top there.
Yeah.
On the first.
I'm with you on that one. All right. Mauricio Pereira.
Top class.
Top class? I think right here behind Marco, probably. I mean, maybe even like this.
Yeah,
I would say. You know? Facu right up there with Facu and Marco as one of the best players that we've had, captain of the squad, won the Open Cup for us. I don't have anything bad to say about Mauricio. He was a great player for us. Like, he did really well. Nico Ladero. Here's an interesting one.
I think a bad signing.
You think a bad signing? Interesting. Why a bad signing?
I don't know. I think he could have played better. I don't know. He's old too, Paola. Don't be rough. I'm being rough.
I think for what he was, it was
an okay. We need an okay line here. Okay player.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of where the end of decent gets you. This is sort of the okay.
Okay, well, put him there then.
Okay. He's sort of there, I'd say. He was decent. He did a job.
He was decent. He was here. And then his contract wasn't, it was a lot of money though.
He was on like high TAM. I think also it was the expectation because we'd seen him at Seattle like win everything.
I mean, every time that we played,
we were signing the older Nico Ladero, not
exactly.
And I think after Mauricio, we were expecting something new, and it kind of felt a little bit similar. Like we got another Uruguayan who can't quite run, but is really good with the ball.
That's true.
Nico Goettini.
Who?
He did score some goals, but then we sold him to Italy, and then he came back, and now he's at St. Louis, and then I think they sold him again. I don't remember. Do you think bad? You put him in bad? I
will put him in bad signing.
I'm gonna put him after Felipe.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think about there. F in the chat saying in Lodero's defense, he had the club record for assists in a season, and Ojeda just broke that.
That's true.
That's fair. He did get some assists. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
We're moving you up.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that. There
Thank you
you
for
go.
reminding me if I forgot
You
about
can
that.
go ahead of Andres Pereira for that stat. All right, Nico Rodriguez, undecided. Yeah, I feel like
Undecided yet.
I'm gonna
We
put
don't
him
know.
up here. I'm
We
gonna
don't
put Marin
know.
back here. Sorry, Marin, you got to prove it. Pedro Galese.
Top class, top. Oh, club legend. I mean, he deserves it. He has been the
Where's
best
Luis
goalkeeper,
when we need him to argue
right,
Pedro's corner?
man?
Um, Pedro, I think he is. I think when he goes, it will be like look at the. I mean, look at the way we look at Miguel and all the years that he played keeper and how we revere him. If when Pedro leaves, if he comes back, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, you see Galese walking around?" Like it'll be a big deal.
It, will- it,
I'd
I
put him up
mean,
there.
I agree.
You could put him here if you don't feel like
No, no, no,
he's
no. He has been the no. He has been the best goalkeeper that the club has
probably,
had
arguably, ever had. Yeah,
in MLS era. Let's say it
yeah. I
like that,
mean, yeah,
right? I don't
definitely.
want to,
No, I mean
argue
he's the
about
king of
Miguel.
MLS goalkeepers, and Miguel is the king of the USL goalkeepers for sure.
Exactly.
And then there was before Pedro came along. Do you remember those dark
Oh
days
my
of
God! Yes.
what was the
Don't say
guy?
it.
What was that guy's name? Oh, the Joe. No, was it
Bender.
Joe Bendick? That's
Joe
it.
Bendick.
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
we go.
God! And then Kylo Ren. Do you remember? I used to say a Kylo Ren, but
Kylo Ren.
I forgot his name.
I mean, we had the landlord. It was a whole interesting thing. All right, Robinho. Do you remember Robinho?
I remember Robinho. It was
I'm gonna put Robinho in bad signing.
yeah, let's put it there.
I remember he couldn't really run much. That's all I remember about Robinho. Ramiro Enrique.
Oh, that makes me sad.
He's gone. Top class player or decent club servant? What do we feel?
He's a top class player.
I think so. I think I put him up here next to Antonio Carlos and Junior Urso.
Did he score more than DK?
I don't know. That's an interesting. He might have because he was here longer. Daryl DK did score a lot of goals in his short time with the club. That's an interesting one. I think he should be up here then next to Cesar and DK.
Let me
Paolo's
see.
doing some Googling.
I'm doing Google right now. Okay. DK tan tan tan.
Rafa Santos is the next one. What do we think about that?
Bad signing.
You put Rafa Santos. I mean, I'm gonna put him ahead of Luca Petrasso, but behind Luis Muriel in the bad signing category. And these two left backs down here is just killing me. It's just like, can we sign a left back? All of our left backs are not. None of them are up here.
We have never had a decent.
We struggle signing good fullbacks. Clearly, I mean, Dagerdown was a center mid. We turned into a fullback. Alex came through academy. I can't remember the last time we signed a really good fullback. Rodrigo Schlegel. Where would you put him? And also, did you find out the question to what was it? Did DK score more goals than Enrique? Do you know? I'm gonna put Rodrigo Schlegel at the top of. I think top class player. I'm gonna put him up here next to Cesar and Antonio Carlos. I think he's earned that.
He has.
There's questions about him, but he has been a great player for this team, and again, part of that team that won us the Open Cup. All right, Shaq Mohammed.
Bendito Shaq.
No.
I mean,
I'm gonna put undecided.
Undecided, yeah, because he has been good in OCB.
He might still make something in the first team. I don't know. We don't know. He has been really good this year. All right, here's a funny one, Paula. We get close to the end now. Sylvester Vanderwater. I'm gonna put him down here next to Emmanuel Mass on the free transfer out now. Bottom of the bottom. Anything you got to say on Sylvester?
No, nothing.
No comment. Tyrese Spicer. We could put
undecided yet on the top
of undecided.
there, yeah.
Ahead of Nico. Wilder Cartagena. All right.
He's a top class
I think
player.
up
Let's put
here.
it there.
Yeah, up here with
Before Cesar
Antonio.
Araujo.
Before Cesar.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you
What
go.
about Rodri? Do you think Rodri belongs in front of him and Wilder?
I believe so.
Okay.
Rodri has been in
Yeah.
clutch in
Yeah.
important moments, so that's why.
I can respect that. All right, our last player, Yataro Sakata. I would also
Bendito
go.
who.
Who is like who? But would be a harsh one. I'm gonna go undecided, but ahead of Shaq because I feel like he's got some real potential.
I mean, but he
Um,
hasn't played yet though. Only on
he hasn't
OCB.
really played, and that's why it's. I like this Who edition. I think that was a great shout from F in the
Addition, yeah.
chat.
Thank you, F, for that
And
idea.
I think that's it. Maybe we could have broken top class into maybe like an okay tier here. But the
Hmm.
decent is supposed to be like your
The
okay,
okay,
you know?
but there's a difference
Yeah.
between decent and okay.
Yes, for sure. So I think if you go, if you want to do this, feel free, go ahead and, search, or I can drop the link for anybody who wants to do it. You guys can go ahead and you can change the name of your tiers. All the players are here, so you can go ahead and make this at home if you wish. But this is mine and Paula's. Really, only we've got Martin Ojeda and Pedro up there in potential club legend status. Jansen was literally signed the season before they got in, or else
Didn't
I don't think he was there. I
I
think he was
think so.
already
I think he
there.
was the first signing of
It says
Luis Musi.
arrivals 18-19, so maybe
But
I thought it was the end
Musi
of
was
18
here.
though.
Musi was here prior
Muzi was here at
than
the end of
Oscar Pareja.
19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's why if Jansen was their signing, then I would put him in that same category.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came before them. So
We missed one.
who?
Ruang.
Huan. I miss Huan?
Yeah.
Wasn't he there before? Him again was
No.
also there the season before, I think.
But
Maybe not. Maybe some of these could have been in 19.
he was in 2019. I think
Okay.
Luis Musi
So
brought
Huan
him.
would have been on that. Yeah. All right. I got to go back and add a few more
Yeah, that's fine. It's
that we
fine.
might have missed.
Going back to
Thomas
the
Williams, someone's
Daryl.
saying I didn't put anybody who kind of came through the academy that I put Alex Freeman because they got him from the Miami academy, but the guys that kind of came through in our academy I didn't put there because they didn't technically sign them. They just sort of developed them in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Going
think
back
it
to your
shows
question.
overall we've more good than bad, right? Like most of them are in the plus category here. Most of them are
Thank
good
God.
signings over their tenure. We've only had a few that we would argue were really, really bad. And even, in DPs, only really Muriel is the one that's looking like the worst potentially
Horrible.
DP that we've signed over their tenure. So in terms of spending the big money, they've spent it often in the right places.
I was about to say the Daryl DK and Ramiro Enrique question about who scored more.
Yeah.
Technically, Ramiro did score more, 26 goals and 7 assists, but that's in total appearances of 102 games. Now, Daryl DK had only 41 games, only 41 appearances, goals 19, and 7 assists. So I will go. I will go DK and then Ramiro because less appearances he had a lot of goals. So I'm with you, John.
For sure. I mean, that was a lot of fun, though. I think
It is. It is.
it was
liked
interesting to sort of look back and talk a little bit about all the signings we've had over that era. With Ramiro leaving, it made me think about, the turnover and the, positive influence that they've had on the club. And hopefully he's another one that we'll look back and say a good signing for the team.
Yeah.
Alrighty. As per usual, you can follow us on social media. We are at LPO_podcast on X. You can also find us on Blue Sky. You can find us on Threads. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. Of course, if you are not already subscribed on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe if you're watching there. Drop a like on the video. We get hundreds of people watching the videos, so we only get 20 likes or so. So if you're someone who watches every week but never liked the video, please go ahead and drop a like. It doesn't really cost you anything, and it helps us out, helps more people share it. If you're following on X, you can share it there, leave a comment. You can leave a comment on any of the social media platforms. You can even leave a comment on Spotify now if you're listening on there, and we will get back to you wherever that is. Luis sadly could not be here. He is busy with some family things, so me and Paula drove the ship today. It was a lot of fun. I don't think we've ever done just a pod with the two of us.
No, yes, this is the first time. Woohoo.
With no Luis here, we're wild and crazy doing all kinds of things.
Party. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to be back in about 5 minutes with the Pride Pod. So right after that, so if anyone wants to come join me there where we talk about not fun things, getting smashed by Chicago 5-2 in the Pride Pod this week. But hopefully that'll turn around. Thank you to everybody who was here today. And of course,